So let's see the next question, which says, what is the difference between the build and the release? So for example, you work as a software tester and you hear the developer saying, okay, the new build has some issues or the new release has some issues. So what is the difference between them? Or they are the same thing, for example. So first, the build is an executable file provided by the developers to the testing team for testing the application. So if the developer delivers you a file or a program so that you can test it, this is called a build. Okay, this can be an Android application, an APK, or an iOS version, or a link to a website. Okay, so it undergoes various iterations of fixing and testing until the application works as expected. So this build is expected to have defects, and your goal as a tester is to find those defects for the developer to solve them. Once the application becomes stable and ready for the end user, it's released in the market. So the build is not released to the market. On the other hand, we have the release. And the release is an installable software provided to the end users after it gets certified by the testing team. So at the beginning, we have a build. This build is going through many testing cycles. After it is approved, we call it a release and we release it to the end user. So anything that is released to the end user is called a release. But if it is released to the testing team, this is called a build. The release can also include defects, but those defects are not critical. Okay, the application can still be used while they are present. So like we see here, we have a code. This code gave us a build, and after some configurations, we have the release, which is released to the end user. The next question says, what is the test data? So the test data is the data that is used by the testers to run the test cases. For example, if we are executing a test case to log in with a valid username, so this valid username or this valid email is considered as test data. Also, for example, if I'm using a dummy credit card information in order to test a functionality, so this dummy information is also called test data. So while we are running our test cases, the tester needs to enter some input data. Those data need to be prepared. They can be prepared manually, like the credit card, for example, and they also can be prepared using tools. For example, if I'm generating 1000 users, it is very difficult to generate those users manually. So it would be better to generate them using a testing tool. The next question says, what is the difference between quality control and quality assurance? So like we know, when we are applying for a job, the job name might be software tester. It might be software quality assurance engineer. It might also be software quality control specialist. So when we are dealing with the market, mostly when we say quality control or quality assurance, we mean the same thing, which is software testing. But there is a difference between them. So like we see in this picture, we have quality management, and this is a big umbrella, okay? This is everything that is related to quality. Inside quality management, we have something that's called quality assurance, and quality assurance cares about the process. Inside quality assurance, we have quality control, which is considered as a part of quality assurance. So quality assurance cares about the whole process, okay? From gathering the requirements until delivering the software. It focuses on preventing defects, okay? If we have good written work products, if we have good requirements, good test cases, good work products, and good code, of course, in this case, the number of defects found in the software will be minimized. It also uses root cause analysis to prevent defects from reoccurring. On the other hand, quality control focuses on finding defects. So we execute the software, we find defects in it in order for those defects to be fixed. That's why we consider quality control as part of quality assurance. But nowadays, in 2021, mostly we are performing quality assurance activities. The tester is involved in the whole process.